trains are cool. They're a cornerstone of any public transport network in any city in the UK. And while they might be nowhere near as easy to implement into a city landscape as your average bus route, and while local governments and councils might try to get alternatives such as metro systems like the London Tube or Glasgow subway, or tramways such as the Edinburgh trams or Sheffield Supertrams, you'd be hard-pressed to find a city in the UK with more than 20,000 people that doesn't have any sort of rail link. However, there are two cities in the UK I could think of that have utterly awful rail networks, those being Leeds and Edinburgh. The difference between the two being that Edinburgh's public transport network as a whole is one of the best in Scotland and one of the best in the UK bar London, whereas Leeds' public transport network is UK renowned for being absolutely shit. However, Edinburgh used to have a thriving train network with trains to pretty much everywhere in the city. I mean, did you ever know that there was a train station in Niddry? What about Blackford? Or Drylaw? Murrayfield? Hell, what if I told you that the Tesco at Ox Gangs used to be a train station? Would you believe me? No. And rightfully so, it never was a station. But another massive Tesco in Edinburgh used to be a train station, and I will be visiting it in this series, along with dozens upon dozens of other stations. This is The Abandoned. Today's journey starts technically not in Granton, but it's close enough and I can't be bothered to include it anywhere else. Hi, good day folks. I'm currently in Trinity. I basically have no reason to go to Trinity ever unless I'm doing the entire journey on the 23. Or, in the case of today, visiting Trinity train station, or at least where it used to be until it closed. 100 years ago next year. This station was opened in 1842 by the North British Railway as part of the Edinburgh, Newhaven and Leith Railway. However, in 1846, it was relocated to, I believe, to where I'm standing currently, as they were now opening the new Edinburgh, Leith and Granton Railway. So the next station from here was Granton Station, which, unlike Trinity Station, was closed in 1925. So the station then remained open until 1925, when it got shut down. And as for the remnants of the station today, you can still very clearly see both platforms, albeit they're quite overgrown. But the building behind me is actually the old station house, which is interesting. So the next station along this line is Granton Station. However, I'm not going to be doing that one next, as I am a closer walk to another station on this line, and especially one that's in a more accessible location and more convenient location, just in the grand scheme of this entire series. So I'm going to walk up there now. So yeah, see you at Granton Road. There we go, slick transition. Okay, so I'm now at Granton Road Station, which opened in 1879 and then closed in 1862, and is located between East Pilton train station, which is a bit up that way, and Leith North Station back that way, which, if you want to see more about that, I would highly advise checking out episode 3 of this series. Yeah, that's all I have to say about Granton Road Station. It's honestly not the most interesting station. The path does sort of go at a weird angle though, however that's only because it goes up onto the actual platforms themselves. And there's railing on the side of the walkway, which I assume is meant to be where the tracks were located. Next up, I'm going to get to enjoy a bit of the coast with Granton Station. Well, I say enjoy, but it's very windy, I don't like it. Alright, so I'm currently at Granton Railway Station. As you can see, it is located right next to Granton Harbour, on the Firth of Forth. And of course, because I'm on the coast, it means that it's very windy. And also, there may or may not be a storm tomorrow, so that's fun. So yeah, this station, unlike the second Trinity Station, opened in 1846. Closed in 1917 and reopened in 1919 due to the First World War, and then closed in 1925 after reopening in 1919. The station itself is located about 200 yards south of Granton Harbour, which I will further associate with two things. One being what I think is the least used bus stop in all of Edinburgh, And the second of which being the time that I took our very own Sasha Holland on a boat with some sailor, and he was terrified. But yeah, it's very sunny and very windy, and I'm struggling to concentrate, and it's very cold. So I'm gonna move on to our next station, which is slightly further away from the coast and hopefully a bit more sheltered from the wind, because I'm basically standing right facing the wind. Alright, so next up we have Granton Gasworks Station, which is probably one of the nicest buildings in Edinburgh, let's be honest. The station was designed specifically for workers commuting from the city centre to the gasworks, which have since been destroyed from what I can tell, and it was opened between 1902 and 1942. When the station closed in 1942, it basically remained vacant until just last year in 2023, when it got bought by the charity Wasps and turned into the Granton Station Creative Works, which, I mean, it's a nice building to do so. The station itself is actually a Category B listed building, which, I mean, is fair. It is a very cool building. And it actually has a red plaque from the National Transport Trust, which is, I think, the only other station to have one is Scotland Street Station, which I covered in the last episode if you want to see that. Boom, red circle. It's also worth noting that whilst the station was specifically designed for commuters, it was open to the public, despite there not really being a public time to oh wow. And to wrap up all of the Granton stations, lastly, I've just got to cover East Pilton Station, which is quite an annoying place to end with. Alright, so to end on a mediocre note, our last station of the day is East Pilton, which I know well of the phrase, say the best for last, but due to the way everything's laid out, this was my best option for going last. It's just a shame it's the least interesting station in the entire video. So this station opened in early 1934, and then remained open for a further 28 years until closing in 1962. And in 1938, the station was renamed from East Pilton to East Pilton Halt. Don't ask me why they added the extra 4 letters on the end, but oh well. The station itself is located between Craigleith train station, which I'll be covering in a later episode, and Granton Road station, which you'll probably remember from like, what, 5 minutes ago? But that's basically all I have to say about the station, and it's annoying that I ended the video on such a mediocre note, but can't win them all, I guess. But anyways, I'm gonna get heading as I'm currently running about an hour and a half behind for actually filming stuff, so I'm gonna wrap this up, head home, get to editing. So until next time, farewell. Go.